العليم الحكيم سبحانك لا فهم لنا إلا ما فهمتنا إنك أنت الجواد الكريم وقل ربي زدني علما. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. سيقول السفهاء من الناس ما ولاهم عن قبلتهم التي كانوا عليها قل لله المشرق والمغرب يهدي من يشاء إلى صراط مستقيم. صدق الله مولانا العظيم. So in these ayats, as we began explaining yesterday, these are ayats that pertain to the Qibla, and that the ignorant would ask, why have they changed their Qibla from here and there? And we mentioned that this is not in the choice of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is a divine commandment, as it was in the beginning. And we also mentioned earlier on that the Kaaba al-Musharrafa was actually the original Qibla. Inna awwala baytin wudiya lin-nas lalladhi bi Bakkata mubaraka hudan lil-alamin. So the first house which had been divinely appointed from the very beginning of time was the Kaaba al-Musharrafa. However, during the time of the you could say the heyday of Bani Israel and the golden era of their continuous line of prophets during their stay in and around Bayt al-Maqdis in Jerusalem. So at that period of time, the Qibla had been changed for Bani Israel to Bayt al-Maqdis and in Jerusalem. However, the original focal point of the original Qibla was actually from the very beginning the Kaaba al-Musharrafa. And as we mentioned also yesterday, that so what is the point of having a Qibla in the first place? Why do we need to have a direction where we point in Salat? And we mentioned that it's a unifying factor, and we mentioned that unity, it is internal and it is also external to the unity of Tawheed, the unity of our religion, the unity of our brotherhood, the feeling of that we are all united under one banner, under one ideology, and one, belief set. So that also manifests externally, which reinforces that unity. That inner unity is also enforced by external unifying factors. And we have many of these external unifying factors within our religion. And those factors are definitely not factors which are not within our choice. For example, we're all, white Caucasians from the United States. So how is that going to unite people? If I don't happen to be white, and if I'm not from the United States, then I will not have a connection with someone who is not white and is not from the United States, right? So if we have, factors of unifying people that are based on these factors, like race, like color, like language, he speaks my language, so he's unified with me, or he's from my country, social status, or he's from my club, or so, these are not factors which unify people. These are factors which divide people and cause dissension when people rally around these points, right? So Islam, in its divine wisdom, has given unifying factors and points which people can choose, which can unify everybody. It doesn't matter what race you are, what language you speak, what color you are, what's your social status, where you happen to be born, etc., your lineage, your heritage. So we have these unifying factors, which is number one, Tawheed, our belief set. Facing the Kaaba is a unifying factor all over the world, and converging all together at that place, at least once in our lifetime, unifies everybody. And look at the clothing that is adopted in the Hajj itself. Everybody, whether you're the king, whether you're the street sweeper, you wear the same two garments, unifying everyone. Similarly, in our salat, as we're mentioning to you every day, sawu sufufakum, istaqimu wa'tadilu, keep your lines straight. This is a unifying factor. You see, who comes first, he's served first. If the servant comes first, he stands in the line. If the one he serves comes later, he stands in the back line. You see, these are unifying factors. You see, everyone following one imam at the same time. These are unifying factors. So our religion, you see, is mumtaz. It stands out. It's unique in having those factors that unify the entirety of humanity. And inshallah, there's a few more points that we want to mention about Qibla bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So we'll proceed with that inshallah tomorrow. Bi'idhnillahi tabarak wa ta'ala wa akhir da'wana. And alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.